I'm Stephen Lamport, and I'm the chairman of the Painshill Park Trust. And I wanted to speak to you today about the news that we are recruiting over the next 3 months 3 new trustees to the board of Painshill. Now, I don't think it's needs me to say much to you about Painshill, because if you're looking at the website, you know something about it already. But it is just worth saying that Painshill is one of the important and great parts of our national heritage, which needs to be better known than it is. When Charles Hamilton, who laid out Painshill in the first half of the 18th century, conceived this idea of a new kind of landscape garden, he was very much in the forefront of what was England's great contribution to this form of art in the 18th century. But it wasn't as well known as the later works of artists like, for example, William Kent or Kimberley Brown or Humphrey Repton. But it is actually, and in practice, a really important part of our national heritage. But that's not the only reason why Painshill matters. It matters also because it's an extraordinary example of the ability of determination and application to preserve and recreate some of the great landscape gardens of our past history. The fact is that by the 1970s, Painshill had become a desolate, neglected, forgotten piece of our landscape history. It was only through the work of 4 decades that it now is back into the glory which it once was. And a glory which I suspect most people who come to Painshill imagine as being here always for the last 2.5 centuries. In fact, what you see around you is a wonderful recreation of something which has been largely neglected for a long time. So what are we looking for in our search for new trustees to oversee the work of Painshill? We're looking for 3 things. We're looking for people who have a professional background and experience which is well regarded in their fields. We're looking for people who feel that they have something creative to contribute to the work of the trust. And we're looking for people who have the time and the commitment to devote to our work and to play a proper part in it. Now, that raises the question, obviously, of what our trustees said. They're there to do really 2 things. They're there to honour and preserve the integrity of Charles Hamilton's vision when he laid out Painshill in the 18th century. And they're there to ensure that the park can be open and enjoyed by the public for the very long term. And by the public, I mean all of us who come here as visitors. Without whose support, Painshill could not survive. Now, we're a small board. We're a board of people who have a great commitment to the work of the trust and the work of the trust in the realm of heritage. So if you think that, therefore, this might be something which you could contribute to, you have the time and the enthusiasm for, you have the kind of skills that we might find useful, I would encourage you to think carefully about the possibility of applying to become a trustee. And if you'd like to find out more about the work of trustees, you'll be very welcome to make contact with our director for good us to do so. We welcome people of a wide variety of background and experience to the board. If you would like to find an application form, then you can do so by going onto our website, which is painshill.co.uk. And if you do have an interest, we'd be obviously very glad to hear from you. I can assure you that if, in the end, you find yourself appointed as a trustee at Painshill, you'll be part of a small group of people who have a big responsibility for looking after a really important part of our national heritage. And that makes our work worthwhile, enjoyable, and important. So please do consider whether you want to enjoy it.